You hang around town with the film Simps.
Okay, let's move on to our final news story for the show, and this is interesting. So Ellie Kemper, who is adorable in in both The Office and of course Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, but for me, she will always be Blowjob Girl
Blowjob Girl.
from Derek Comedy.
Yeah.
You like insanity.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm gonna make
dry.
it so rough for you. So yes, just maybe one of my favorite sketches of all time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't think as of right now, I was looking like right up until the show started. So if she's kind of responded in like the last hour, I haven't seen it. But so she has not responded to this. So some pictures of her, and I'm seeing okay right here. So no one was going to tell me Ellie Kemper, aka Kimmy Schmidt, was crowned KKK Queen in 1999, which a lot of articles now. Ooh, I'm gonna die right now. Oh my god, it's the KKK magic. Oh, that is demonstrably false. She was not a KKK queen. Although there is this organization does have ties to white supremacy. But it's not like a KKK pageant. She's 16 years old right now. And she's the 1999 Veiled Prophet Queen of Love and Beauty, which really is some true detective ass shit right here, right? This is some fucking creepy ass shit, and apparently this has been public knowledge for quite a while. Very Googleable, and it's kind of gone viral. A lot of people are calling on her to kind of respond to this. There are people trying to, quote unquote, get her canceled. Although I will point out that I was reading one article, right, that apparently said that the story super took off. Worst Disney princess ever. Amazing. The story super took off. It literally hit fever pitch after Ben Shapiro tweeted about it, saying that the left was trying to cancel Ellie Kemper. That's when this shit like went boo, just was everywhere, being covered by everything. Like you can literally track it back to Ben Shapiro. So Ben Shapiro has done more to cancel her than anybody else. And then yeah, every once in a while, remember that the Veiled Prophet Ball exists, and that everything True Detective season 1 was about is real, which is yeah, completely. And also, fun fact, Bo Burnham kind of references that type of shit in his latest special. Just a fun fact. But yeah, so my question for you, gents, is how much does Ellie Kemper need to answer for this, if at all? Should she be one canceled, quote unquote canceled, whatever the fuck that means? And do you think this attention is fair or unfair? Let's start with Jer for this.
I do think she should respond just from a PR perspective. It's like a weird thing. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world that I've seen, and that's like years of being on Twitter. I think it's just because it's not like an actual white supremacy organization in a way. It's just an organization of like rich people, which is like inherently racist and like status quo defending. So it's like it's been a known thing. It's like saying like everybody who partakes in Mardi Gras is like deeply connected to that tradition. Like it's more likely that this is just like a thing from where she grew up, and she's just doing it as a thing as like a teen, and fucking made it in the newspaper. It's not it's not it's a thing with for sure racist like history and like foundings, but it's in my opinion it's about as racist as like earning American dollars. Like it's the same amount of like the history's there and it's still terrible, and it's like we're all fucking part of it, unwittingly or not. So I don't think it's I do think that she should like say something because it's still trending after like 4 days. If it were me, I'd be like, wow, I should probably get ahead of this and say, what I truly believe, for the sake of like squelching the fire a little bit. But then again, she has office money and also independent, wealthy upbringing money. So maybe she can just fucking fuck off forever and just be happy. Maybe that was her plan, and that's why she hasn't done anything since Kimmy Schmidt. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does she have social media? Does she have a Twitter?
I
or
think
anything?
so. I feel like she does. I feel like if you're a public person, you at least have a social media that's like run by an intern to like retweet your next movie. You know,
She has an Instagram, 1.2 million followers.
I probably follow. I'm probably one of them.
I'm not seeing. So I found a Twitter for Ellie Kemper, but it's not verified. Only has 785 followers. They're probably having a weird day.
With just a fan account.
Yeah.
This also makes me wonder if we've actually hit the bottom of the barrel for like canceling people. Like maybe we found all the worst people in Hollywood, and now we're just like we're just digging up old newspaper articles. Like, look, she wore a dress that was white.
This is a heartening story now.
Okay, and just looking through her, let's just go to her Instagram. I just want to see her Instagram real quick, because I want to see, does she have any kind of, because we got we got Nikki in here saying that she should clarify what her beliefs are. I mean, the first thing that my brain goes to is, but she was like famously on a show with, acting opposite a gay black dude, but obviously doesn't mean anything. You can have hate in your heart and still want to make money. So it's her on Ellen. Her on Ellen. We're getting worse.
Oh shit! If you think that pageant was bad, she has to clarify who made that hat.
There's her with Titus. God, I love that man. We've seen any BLM
racistly.
Hey, she's I don't know. What is she going to say about this? It's like, I can't believe these fucking assholes.
I know, right?
Oh no, she's congratulating Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I think her fucking beliefs are early. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think this is more a case of like Twitter like whipping itself into a frenzy over. I mean, let's face it.
Oh shit! There we go, baby. Boosh! You got the black box, and you got the Black Lives Matter. Fucking,
she's good.
Yeah.
Absolved.
There we go.
You are welcome into heaven now, Ellie. Oh man, I don't know. Yeah, I'm with Jer. It's like she shouldn't have to do anything, and she doesn't have to do anything. But it sucks, like given her, her celebrity status, like as far as PR goes, she was 16 and like she was like, I'm gonna be in this beauty pageant. She's not researching the history or the ties.
Forced against her will. It was probably like a horrible traumatic experience.
It was probably her dad who was like, you have to do it. Or even in the best case scenario, it's like she is like, oh sure, I'll be in this beauty pageant thing. Like, I don't know, if I was 16 and hot and someone's like, we're going to put you in a contest to see if you're hot, and I was down, like I'd be like, okay. And I would just like do it. Like, I don't know. Like you do stupid shit when you're 16. You're not researching
Ellie, your father, we're going to put you in a contest to see if you're hot. But the guys at the club want to know.
It's you and this douchebag, David Thomas kid. We're going to see you win. I don't know.
Who's hotter?
I think you actually in the group chat you put a Rolling Stone article that was like a good like breakdown of why this is kind of ridiculous. Like, it's like it's a combination of like Twitter latching onto some like really like I was saying KKK princess is a very catchy phrase. It's a very catchy thing to call somebody. But then it's also like actual media outlets like doing a half-assed job of summarizing an Atlantic article from like 2014 and being like,
are you saying that there's bad journalism on the internet?
Yeah,
just a little bit. Just
Yeah, this was a good article because it definitely is a lot more kind of fair to her. It's a lot fairer to her, just in the way that it just kind of acknowledges that cancel culture, does it exist? Yes and no. It doesn't exist like I think like Ben Shapiro's of the world say it does, where there's just this hungry mob of leftists that want to just destroy you because you're successful and you don't believe the same way as them. But there's also a section of the world that will try to hold you accountable for things, and sometimes it's very justified, like Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and sometimes it's arguably less justified and it's a little bit more nuanced what people should be kind of quote unquote canceled for.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a good article. I just leave Ellie alone, man. I think she needs to respond at this point because it's, become such a thing. And but I don't think she really needs to answer for anything. Yeah. And I think that people, these people that put so much emphasis on like the mental health of people, right? Also aren't considering that, she was a teenage girl in this picture. She was 16 years old, and that was probably fucked up, The fact that we have pageants in this country where we search for the most fuckable child, just fucking, is psychotic and evil, and I feel bad that she was put through that.
I took swing dancing classes at a Mormon church when I was in high school. I guaranteed half of those people were fucking racist. I didn't know. I didn't have the world experience to have perspective. And also I had a privileged upbringing. Like, I don't know. Like, this shit now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
She for sure had like a privileged upbringing. That's been like known. It's known for a lot of people who make it in comedy, actually.
Right.
But like, I think there was like, who was it? I think it was like Jake Flores had a tweet that was like, okay, this is funny to like put it in these terms, but it's also this like, she's a KKK princess or like KKK queen or whatever. Like, it's funny to like say it, but it's like, do you really believe that she's
KKK queen?
Do you really believe that she's like a card carrying like KKK member, or do you think she's just like, she like grew up in a town where there's just like a fucking like very popular like square dancing contest, basically? Like, which one's more likely for her what she's presented to the world?
Yeah. I mean, and then I agree with Roman Jones. Yeah. She should be dragged for having a banker dad. See, listen, she is part of the elite, right? Yeah. If the revolution starts, I am totally for her being beheaded, like in a video game. Like, I am totally for that happening. Like, we will drag her out to the village square and fucking do it, right alongside all the other rich people. But until the revolution starts and it's like, okay, we doing this, we guillotining motherfuckers, leave her alone until we're ready to do what we need to do to the rich. Leave Ellie alone. That's my official position.
You're good for now.
Yeah. And even then, I won't. I won't actually take part in the guillotining, but I'll watch. I think I owe her that much for the amount of entertainment she's given me over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought tickets to Fast 9 and the first guillotining for when I come back.
That's gonna be the guillotining is gonna be the first thing to hit 100 million opening weekend.